Why didn't everyone recognize Jesus as God? In the rich and profound tapestry of biblical narratives, one question stands out amid the centuries of theological discourse. Why didn't everyone recognize Jesus as God? While he walked the earth, performed miracles, and taught life-altering truths, he was not universally accepted as divine. This video delves into this compelling mystery, inspired by the poignant verse from John 1:10. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. To understand this enigma, we begin with Scripture. John 1:10 captures the essence of Jesus' earthly mission, highlighting his presence within the world he created, and yet his lack of recognition by it. This verse serves as a compelling starting point in exploring the interplay of divine presence and human recognition. It forms the foundation upon which we'll attempt to build our understanding of why many failed to see his divine nature. Central to this exploration is the concept of spiritual blindness. What does it mean to be spiritually blind? At its core, spiritual blindness is an inability to perceive spiritual truths and recognize divine presence. It's a disconnect between seeing the physical world and acknowledging its spiritual dimensions. During Jesus' time, this blindness was not due to a lack of signs or teachings, but rather a profound spiritual misalignment that clouded the perception of many. Jesus' life was marked by signs and wonders, miracles that defied natural laws and teachings that resonated with divine authority. From turning water into wine to raising the dead, these were not mere acts of kindness, but profound declarations of his divinity. Additionally, Jesus fulfilled ancient prophecies that had long spoken of the Messiah's coming, providing further evidence of his divine identity. Yet, despite this abundance of proof, recognition was far from universal. One significant barrier to acknowledging Jesus as God was the prevailing cultural and political expectations of the Messiah. At the time, many Jews anticipated a Messiah who would arrive as a conquering hero, liberating them from Roman rule and restoring Israel's kingdom. Instead, Jesus came as a humble servant, teaching love, peace, and spiritual salvation beyond earthly kingdoms. This divergence from expectations created a cognitive dissonance that made it challenging for many to reconcile their Messiah archetype with Jesus' reality. Religious traditions and institutions designed to facilitate spiritual connection sometimes became obstacles. The Pharisees and Sadducees, religious leaders of the time, wielded significant influence. Their rigid adherence to tradition and authority often led them to view Jesus' teachings as subversive, threatening their established norms. This institutional resistance played a critical role in shaping public perception, painting Jesus not as the awaited Messiah, but as a controversial figure to be skeptical of. The Bible offers numerous examples of spiritual blindness. Consider the Pharisees who witnessed Jesus' miracles yet refused to acknowledge their divine source, attributing them instead to malevolent forces. These instances highlight not just opposition, but outright denial, fueled by spiritual misalignment. Another poignant example is Pontius Pilate, who famously asked, "What is truth?" while standing before truth incarnate, illustrating a profound inability to perceive spiritual reality. This inquiry is not just about the past, it's deeply relevant to our present lives. Spiritual blindness is not confined to biblical times, it remains an ever-present challenge today. How often do we fail to recognize the divine in our everyday lives? The distractions of modern life, entrenched beliefs, and societal pressures can obscure our spiritual vision. By understanding the past, we are invited to open our eyes to the divine around us. With this understanding, we are encouraged to embark on personal reflection. How clear is our spiritual sight? Are there biases or distractions that cloud our perception? Recognizing and overcoming these obstacles is crucial in deepening our spiritual understanding. This journey involves cultivating mindfulness and openness to divine truths and presence in daily life. As we conclude this exploration, the question of recognizing divinity remains a significant and ongoing challenge. Just as those in Jesus' time struggled with spiritual blindness, we too must strive to clear our vision and recognize the divine in our midst. This understanding encourages us not only to look back at history, but also to apply these lessons to our lives today. On this journey toward overcoming spiritual blindness, hope remains our guiding light. The prospect of spiritual enlightenment is a universal aspiration, one that calls us to listen, observe, and understand more deeply. We are reminded that this is not a solitary path, but a continuous journey that evolves with our spiritual growth. For those interested in delving deeper into this topic, consider exploring further readings and reflection activities. This journey is enriched through a wider engagement with scriptures and varied interpretations, shedding light on the timeless nature of spiritual truths. We invite you to share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. How do you perceive the divine in your everyday life? Your experiences and reflections can contribute to a wider conversation, fostering community and mutual understanding. For those intrigued by this exploration, related topics such as interpretations of other significant scriptures and their modern applications are worthy pursuits. These discussions expand our comprehension of spiritual themes and their significance. Let us end on a note of encouragement. Continue to explore, question, and seek with an open heart. In doing so, not only do we gain a clearer vision of the divine, but we also enrich our spiritual journey. Stay open to the wondrous presence of divine love and truth present in every corner of our lives.